Good morning, everyone. We are taking notes on student handout 9, percent application, finding the whole. So we found the part, we found the percent. Now we're learning how to find the whole. Okay, same process here. So finding the percent of a number can be helpful in everyday or real life. So please write into your notes everyday or real life. For the first one, it says at Paulson Middle School, 75% of the 6th grade class is making a B or higher for their grade. If there are 21 students making a B or higher, how many are in the class? So this is asking how many total students are in the class. The part is the 21 and 75% is equal to the 21. So what do we know? We know that there are 21 students in the class, which is equal to 75% of the total class. Okay, so 21 students is equal to 75%. What do we need to know? We need to know the total number of students in the class. Okay, we need the total number. And then are we looking for the part or the whole? We are looking for the whole. They gave us the 21 is equal to 75% as the part. We need the whole. We need to know how many total students are in the class. So what does this look like on a strip diagram? Well, we have to remember our basic setup here. A percent over 100 is equal to part over whole. So 0 students is equal to 0%. The whole body of students in this class, we don't know the number, but we know it's going to be lined up with 100%. And we know that 75% is less than 100%, so less is to the left, and that is in line with 21 students. Okay, below that, does my solution answer the question? So we have percent over 100 is equal to part over whole. 75% goes over 100, 75 over 100 is equal to the part, the 21. 75 is in line. It literally equals 21, right? So 75 equals 21. 100 equals x, because we don't know. So I'm taking it right from here in the strip diagram, okay? So once we draw that out, then we draw in our butterfly to remind us to cross multiply. So 75 times x is equal to 75x. 21 times 100 is 2100. Divide by 75 on both sides because 75 is the coefficient. And the rule is when you divide a number by itself, it reduces to 1. And that's what we want. We want 1x left over. We're trying to isolate the x or isolate the variable. So 75 divided by 75. If I divide by 75 on this side, I must also divide by 75 on this side. So 2100 divided by 75. It's okay to use a calculator for that. And just enter. You can get it to come alive. Oh, okay, there we go. 2100 divided by 75, which is 28. So 28 students total. Again, you can do all the long division out, but we haven't practiced that yet this year, so it's okay to use the tool of the calculator for now because we are focused on solving with percent proportions. That's the skill we are practicing, okay? Down here, we're going to do some setup only. You do not need to solve these. So for the first one, the campus demographics include 480 female students. This represents 64% of the student body. How many students are enrolled? So enrolled means total students in the school, okay? So 0 is lined up with 0%. We don't know the total, so that's x over 100%. We know 64% is less than 100%, so that's to the left. And that's in line with the 480 because 480 is 64%. Okay, so that is the first one. Taking a look at number 2 here. A 20% off sale is going on, making a pair of jeans $9.60 cheaper than the full price. Okay, so what was the full price of the jeans? So this is really important to understand percents, especially when you're shopping, because it can save you money and you don't want to waste your hard-earned money, okay? So $0 is in line with 0%. The X is in line with the 100% because we don't know the full price. What was the full price or the total price before the sale? 20% is obviously less than 100%, and it's going to be closer to 0. 50% would be somewhere in the middle here, right? So 20% is here, in line with the $9.60. So that is all you need to do. They're just telling you that 20% of some number, some unknown value, is $9.60, okay? We don't know the amount, the total price of the jeans before the sale, so that's why it's X. All right, on the back. So don't worry about the very top of this, where it says play tic-tac-toe with your neighbor. You don't need to worry about that. You can just leave that blank, okay? We're gonna take a look here at the percent over 100 is equal to part over whole. Remember, so for this first one, we're given 56%. Remember the trick? 56% turns into 56 over 100, because this diagonal slash turns into a 1. These two zeros go right here for the 100, okay? Little trick to help you remember. Any percent can be put over 100. So for this first one, Trisha made 56% on her science test. If she got 14 problems correct, how many questions were on the test? So you are just taking these notes with me. You do not need to solve all of these on your own, okay? So we are writing it in as 56 over 100 is equal to 14 over X, because we need to know the total number of questions on the test, okay? Then we draw in the butterfly, multiply. 56 times X is just 56X. 14 times 100 is 1400. Again, we can use the calculator for the 1400 divided by the 56, okay? So you use the calculator for 1400 divided by 56, hit equals, and you get 25. So the answer would be 25 total questions. And you can check that. So if you do 14 divided by 25, so like that, you might see a grade like that on your quiz or test, right? Then you hit equals, you get a decimal of 0.56. That's 56%, okay? So for the next one, you gotta be really careful, because again, this packet is called Finding the Whole, but right now you're gonna be asked to find the part. Okay, so Donnie completed 85% of his field goal attempts last season. If he attempted 60 total field goals, how many did he make? So they gave you the whole. He attempted a total of 60. You need to know how many he actually made, which is equal to 85%. So the X is on top, okay? That's why these are tricky. 85 over 100 is equal to X over 60. You're doing 100 times X, 100X. 85 times 60 is 5,100. Again, you can use a calculator for that part, okay? Divide by 100 on both sides. X is equal to 51 field goals made. So we are just writing these as notes right now. These are all practice problems, okay? For the next one, 75% of apple pies were sold on Tuesday, and the remainder were thrown out. So sad to waste those apple pies. If 12 apple pies were sold on Tuesday, how many were thrown out? So again, we're given the part, okay? We're given the part that were sold. There's some leftovers missing though. So this one's extra tricky too, because we're looking for just the, not just the total, but the number that were thrown out. Okay, so first we're solving for the total. So 75 over 100 is equal to the 12 that were sold over X for the total. Butterfly and multiply, 75 times X is 75X. 12 times 100 is 1200. Divide by 75 on both sides, and we're gonna get 16 total. Now, if there are 16 total pies, we have to take 12 away from that. 16 minus 12 is 4. That means that 4 were thrown out to answer the question. It's tricky, okay? You're being asked to do a lot of different steps here, okay? So for this one, let me zoom in a little bit. So the scarf is made of 65% cotton. If the scarf weighs 18 ounces, how much cotton is in the scarf? So again, we're looking for the part, okay? Not the whole. We're looking for the part. So setting it up as 65 over 100 is equal to the part over 18 ounces, because they gave you the total weight of 18 ounces. So 65 over 100 is equal to X over 18. is the setup. So start with that in your notes. Then draw in the butterfly. Then multiply. So 100 times x is 100x. 18 times 65, you can just write down 18 times 65 like that with parentheses or with a dot or with a multiplication symbol. That equals 1,170 or 1170. Divide by 100 on both sides. You're just going to cancel out these zeros and get 11.7 ounces. So the 65% of the total scarf weighs 11.7 ounces. Let's take notes on the next one. A concert venue sells 16% of its tickets as reserved seats. An upcoming concert sells 8,000 tickets. How many tickets are reserved? So they sell a total of 8,000. Again, they've given you the whole. So you're solving for the part. Okay, 16% is 16 out of 100. That part's easy. We don't know the part, so that's the x. We do know the whole, so that goes on the bottom with the 8,000. Okay, percent over 100 is equal to part over whole. I promise you will get the hang of this. That's why we're doing so many practice problems, okay? So 100 times x is 100x. 16 times 8,000 is 128,000. So 128,000, 128,000. Divide by 100 on both sides. This means that 1,280 were reserved. So 1,280 seats is equal to 16% of the 8,000 that were reserved. Okay, let's do another one. Again, we are just taking notes on these together. I'm not expecting you to solve these on your own. Out of 350 students, 315 went on a class trip. What percent of the students did not go on the class trip? So now we're solving for the percent. If it says what percent, we don't know that. We have to figure that out. So x over 100 is our what percent. Again, you could use a p for percent. Is equal to 315 out of 350. Okay? Part over whole. Cross multiply. X times 350 is 350x. 315 times 100 is 31,500. Divide by 350 on each side. You get 90% who went. The question's asking you what percent did not go on the class trip. So that would be the leftover, which is 10%. Okay, there are 3 more to go. Again, we are just taking notes on this. Down here, a baseball hat is on sale for 15% off, which is $2.70. How much does the baseball hat cost at full price? So 15% is 15 over 100. $2.70 is the sale price, or the discount, I should say, okay? So it's a $2.70 is equal to 15%. We don't know the whole, so now we're solving for the whole. So 15 over 100 is equal to 270 over x. 15 times x, 15x. $2.70 times 100 is $270. Divide by 15 on both sides, and you will get that x equals $15, or $18, I'm sorry. So the hat was originally $18. Okay, for the next one, 2 more to go. The school book fair has 72 nonfiction books and 328 fiction books for sale. What percent of the book fair is nonfiction books? So x over 100 is what percent? We're solving for percent. 72 out of 400. Sorry, but you had to total it out first. So there's 328 plus 72. So nonfiction plus fiction is 400, okay? So that's where that 400 came from. So 400 times x is 400x. 72 times 100 is 7,200. Divide by 400 on both sides, and you're getting a percent. 18% are non-fiction. You had to total that one first, so that was tricky. Next, Jack is learning to save money. Save, spend, and give his money away. He has determined to give away 10% of his summer job earnings. If he gives away $256, how much did he earn this summer? So we have 10% out of 100. He gave 256 away, so that's a 256 is equal to the 10%. We don't know the total money he earned this summer. So 10 over 100 is equal to 256 over x. Butterfly and multiply, 10 times x is 10x. 256 times 100 is 25,600. Divide by 10 on both sides. Jack earned $2,560. All right, to summarize, same summary as before. You set it up as percent over 100 is equal to part over whole. Then you butterfly, then you multiply, and then you divide by the coefficient. That was a ton of notes. Anytime you have that many notes, it's okay to only do some of them. Like you could have just done maybe one from each row, right? Like just this left column here, okay? So pace yourself and let us know if you need more help. This was a lot of notes. All right, thank you guys.